Thank you for joining me. And on this particular video today, we're going to be discussing how to be kind to someone even when you don't agree. Now, biases make it extremely difficult to persuade someone with an opposing view. It is someone who respects you who have good chance. But then, changing your mindset may not happen overnight. And so you encourage to be kind, don't judge, and have respect for others. If we can all do this, the world will be a better place. The point is to teach this to the next generation. That was according to Jasmine Guinness. Now, often what prevents two people from seeing eye to eye is individual blind spots. It is rarely it's really a case of one person being absolutely right and the other person absolutely wrong. Usually, you just want somebody to admit that look, I am wrong, and so you can be seen as being right, or you want the other person to admit that he or she is he or she is right, and then you can say I am wrong. But most times, nobody really wants to accept that he or she is the wrong person. Just want someone else to accept being wrong, so that you can take the right applause if there's anyone like that. Now, because we also come from our own individual life experiences, our opinions differ, our thoughts are different, our ideas are different. We find that we don't agree with everyone we meet, which is okay, right? It's fine if you don't agree with everyone that you meet, and you don't have to. But unfortunately, you may find that you fundamentally disagree on some things with people in your life that you just don't want to walk away from. So you may fundamentally disagree with your friends. Perhaps you can fundamentally disagree with your family members and you just cannot walk away from them. They are part of your family, they're part of your existence. There is no way you want to run around. So because we come with our own life experiences, opinions, thoughts, and ideas, that we may have to disagree with people. But then you realize that there are some people that even though you disagree with them, you cannot send them out of your life, e.g. your family members. And so it is good to practice being kind to someone that you ultimately don't agree with, whether their opinions are the same or not, whether they are political or social. So the aim is not for you to agree with everybody, no. The aim is for you to treat everyone kindly and to respect the opinion of others. And so the weak spot in most arguments is often in what wasn't said. So sometimes we assume that this is what the person is trying to say rather than being clear about what the person has said. We just assume that no, that's what you're saying, and then we take offense. Right. So now let's look at 5 ways you can be kind to someone. 5 ways you can be kind to someone that you're not in agreement with. I'm going to be sharing about 5 points with us. So the first one is listen with an open mind, and this is very, very critical. One of the things that cause us to stop being kind to someone we disagree with is the fact that we sometimes close ourselves off from listening to them. We may already decide ourselves what to think and feel. We have told yourself this is what I want, this is what I think, this is what I want to feel about this person. It makes it easier for us to close ourselves off to what they actually say. But it's a great way to keep the kindness is to learn how to listen to them with an open mind. The truth of the matter is, once you interact with anybody and for you to actually get to know anyone at all, you need to listen with an open mind. Don't go with a prejudged mind. All right, listen to what they have to say or what they are saying, so you can disagree with what they really think and feel, and not what you've convinced yourself that they think and feel. A lot of times, what we disagree with is what we've convinced ourselves that we do not agree with, and so we don't even take our time to listen to what the other person is saying, and this can actually hurt our relationship with people. So take out time, be sure that you're listening to what the other person is saying. Try to hear what the other person is saying so you don't misinterpret them. The next point is think before you speak. Now, this is very, very important and critical because when you're too quick to speak, you'll realize that you actually have said things that you may not that you shouldn't have said, and that's not even what the message that the person is trying to pass across. If you disagree with someone and they spoke to you with some level of some words that you don't like with vitriol, would you feel very good about yourself? Would you listen to whatever the other person has to say next? So the chances that you're shaking your head no right now. I mean, the question, if I speak to you somehow, if I speak to you in a way that you do not like, in a way that doesn't go down well with you, would you want to listen to the next thing I want to say? So instead of allowing yourself to say something cruel, imagine how you would like to be treated in a conversation where you and the person you're speaking with disagree, right? So talk to them as you would want to be spoken to. It will help you stay calm and kind. So think before you speak, right? And you would find out that you come to an agreement on your offering opinions. Again, like I said, you don't really have to agree with the person, but if you really want to interact with them as human beings, then you need to think before you speak, so you do not say things that would hurt the other person. Whatever it is that you don't want said to you, do not say it to someone else. And my next point is find common ground, and this is very, very crucial. It's very important that you find common ground in every conversation. So instead of starting off every conversation with the things that you fundamentally disagree with, find some sort of common ground that you can agree on. You won't always agree, so don't always start your conversation on what you disagree with. Find a common ground. There are things that you both would agree on. There are things that you would agree on. So why not start from there rather than starting with what you fundamentally disagree with? So this will help you see things that are the same about you rather than your continuous focus on the things that are different. Right? Being able to find a common ground means that you'll both be able to listen to the validity of each other's opinions without automatically tossing them out. All right. So after all, if you agree on one thing, you may find that you can agree on other things. It's just as simple as that. If you agree that this pen is blue, right, and you agree that the ink in the pen is blue, it might be easy for both of you to agree that the other pen is red. Okay, but you first of all need to find a common ground. That makes your conversation very easy because you don't always have to meet to discuss, or you don't always have to start up your conversation with the points that you do not agree with. All right. Now, the number 4 point is learn to walk away. Look, honestly, it is not every time that you need to have the last say. It is not every time that you need to have the last talk. Sometimes you just have to walk away. You have to just leave. All right, leave that scene because it may not make any sense and may not drive home any point if you choose to remain in the debate, right? So rather you need to learn when you've reached your limit and you are no longer able to engage in that conversation in good faith. And I say it's fine. I tell people that in everything that you do, you must know your limit. There is no need for you to begin to form like you don't want to lose or something. Come on, know your limit and walk away. And say learning when to walk away can ensure that you don't damage any relationships you may have with people that you disagree with. Because look, you may disagree with people, but both of you might still have to do businesses together. Both of you might have business dealings together. And so you don't want to ruin such relationships. You don't want to, because you have ideological differences, you have religious differences, you have gender view differences, and so because of that, nothing is going to happen between both of you, or whatever it is that you had together, you're going to destroy. No, it's very important that you do not ruin your relationship, and so you need to learn to walk away, know when to walk away. Now, number 5, remember the positive feelings that you have towards each other. Look, um, if you agree with someone who is close to you, like a family member or close friend, it can be easy to let the negative feelings overwhelm you. So instead of letting yourself focus on how you feel negatively, all right, towards this person, focus on the positive emotions you feel towards them. The goal is that you feel something for this person. You actually feel something for this person. So focus on that rather than focusing on the bad feelings or the disagreement that both of you have. All right. Now, Rick Anson said something. He said, in a secular way, when another person gets the feeling that you don't really see much that's good in him or her, that person is less likely to take the time to see much that's good in you. Is the same goal. You can't see what's good in me. It will be very difficult for me to see what's good in you. So seeing the good in others is thus a simple but very powerful way to feel happier and more confident and become more loving and more productive in the world. So if you want people to see what is good about you, you also need to see something that is good in them. You can't eat your cake and have it. You can't come to the table with a deaf ear and yet you want to speak. Both of you have to be able to listen to one another, even if you disagree. So I'm going to summarize by saying it doesn't feel good to disagree with someone. I understand, especially if it's someone that you care about quite a bit. But you see, we can't all have the same exact opinions as our friends and family members, or even our significant others, spouse and all, right? Because we're human and we think differently. So part of what respect comes with is learning how to be kind, right? even when you're in the middle of a disagreement. And this is part of going through life. This is part of the growth that comes as you advance in age. You learn to interact with people irrespective of the several differences that you both may have, because it is at that point that you are able to really understand that, look, you may have different political views, different social views, different ideologies, but it doesn't change the fact that this person is still human. It doesn't change the fact that this person is still, I mean, that connection is still there. You still feel something positive for that person. All right. So I hope that you can go out there, and in case there's anybody that you disagree with, you can still maintain your relationship with that person. You just know what boundaries to set, what to say and what not to say. Are you able to practice these 5 things? Again, I'll take them from the bottom. The fifth thing says, remember the positive feelings you have towards each other. Number 4 says, learn when to walk away. And then 1 says, find common ground, think before you speak, and listen with an open mind. Go out there, put this together, and you're going to be as amazed at what exactly you can do with your relationships in spite of the disagreements that you might have on certain issues. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being part of this. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this video, like and drop a comment for me. So I have a question for you. Is there someone that you disagree with very often? Have you ever tried to check or to ask to see why you disagree with this person, and how has it affected your relationship with this person? Put your response in the comments below. I definitely will read them, and I'm going to respond to them if you have questions. Till I come your way again, it's bye for now.